Seed is soon upon us. She is an electric attacker agent that works very uniquely to anything that we've seen before. So, what makes Seed so special? Let's talk about it. Hello everybody, my name is Hako and welcome into the channel. We just had a 2.2 livestream today where they kind of showcased what Orphe and Seed did. Now that was a 40 minute long video and it's kind of hard to digest everything. So I've gone over the footage extensively and I thought, I'd sum up what makes Seed special and what makes her so goddamn valuable. So, number one, she has like 3 different stages that she can enter. She has the direct strike state, she has the onslaught state, and she has the besiege state. Now, they could have made this easy and just call it, level 1, 2, and 3, but that would have been too easy. So let's go through what the different stages does. For the onslaught state, it increases attack and it increases crit damage. And her second state is called the direct strike state. It is given to her Vanguard companion whenever Seed does an EX special. What is Vanguard? So Seed will link up with another attacker on the team and they will kinda synergize with each other. So for the first time in the game's history, we will have teams consisting of more than one attacker and it's gonna actually be good. And this is one of the reasons why Seed is so gosh damn valuable, especially if you have a very attacker-loaded account. So we have Onslaught that gives attack and crit damage. The direct strike state does the same thing, but it does it for her Vanguard teammate. So when the state is on Seed herself, it's called Onslaught. When it's on the teammate, it's called direct strike. Now, if both of these states are active at once, you will enter into the third state, which is called the besiege state. What the besiege state is an increase in damage, so I'm guessing like increased damage by, 30% or however much they crank it up. And now the livestream didn't give us like actual numbers like how much are these buffs, but I've been hearing Astra levels, so for now just assume Astra levels until we have more information. And now you might be thinking, oh, Hako, an attacker being able to supply Astra levels buff, that's absolutely broken inside, etc. And like you have some points, but also remember that like attacker teams as we know it these days, they consist of attacker, stunner, and support. Sometimes that support is a defense agent, but generally attacker teams are, very strict. It is the attacker, it is support for that attacker, and most often than not, it is also a stunner. And the core concept of Seed is that we take away the support and instead we put in Seed. And Seed is gonna provide, an equal amount of buffs as that support would. And quite frankly, this almost has to be the case, otherwise it's very hard to get a mono attacker team like this to work. Now, for certain contents and team, I'm sure you can pick out the stunner instead and, in with Seed and just run a double setup of buffs. But the general idea is Seed takes the place of a support in an attacker team and she brings sufficient enough buffs to make it work. Now, the fun doesn't stop there. Whenever Seed deals damage with anything, her Vanguard teammate will also gain energy. And this is one of the really exciting parts, and this is also vice versa. Whenever the Vanguard teammate spends energy, Seed will also get her own special resource called Steel Charge. Now, basically, like any other character in the game, Seed has her own special resource called Steel Charge. And we can expend Steel Charge by holding the attack button once the bar is filled over, the threshold. And then to use her energy, we hold the EX special attack button. We can't tap it, we can hold it for like a longer, to get a longer attack going. So any energy Seed or her Vanguard teammates spends, gets turned into Steel Charge. Whenever Seed uses up Steel Charge, he gets energy, so that's kind of where the loop comes in. The way I'm understanding it is that Seed is kind of the primary carry in the team, and one of the big purposes with the Vanguard teammate is to use up their resources, their ultimates, their energy, in order to speed up the resource management of Seed herself. We use up all of Seed stuff, then we switch into the Vanguard teammate, we use up the resources we have there, we switch back to Seed that will then, have new resources, and that's kind of the basic gameplay loop of a Seed team. So that is what makes Seed so incredibly powerful. She slots in with basically any other attacker in the game. She provides Astra level buffs to that attacker, to that team. And from the look of things, it looks like she brings a very exciting mix into the gameplay formula of Zenless Zone Zero. And if you're like me and you have a very stacked account with attackers, she brings an immense amount of value. And if you feel like Seed is coming in and like stepping on Astra's toes a little bit, remember that, most endgame contents in the game requires either 2 or 3 teams. So Seed might be able to replace Astra in certain constellations, but also remember that we do need several teams going, which just means that, now there's less teams that might be fighting over Astra, which is a very, very contested unit. And this is Seed as I'm understanding her from, the live stream. If I got something wrong, I'll put in a correction down in the comments. And hopefully, starting next week, I'll get the tester out on the creator servers and I'll bring in more Seed content then. Everybody, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Are you excited about Seed? And what teams do you plan on running with her? I'm holding out kind of big hope that, I might be able to get a team working with her and Ellen, just because, Ellen. The live stream did show off Seed, Soldier Zero Ambi, and Astra, which can be kind of crazy because Soldier Zero Ambi's aftershock buff kind of scales with crit damage. So then you have Seed providing crit damage buff, you have Astra providing crit damage buff. And I could imagine that going kind of hard, especially, after Soldier Zero Ambi's upcoming buffs. So everybody, let me know your thoughts down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Have a big hug, and until next time, Hako out.
I wish that you could just take it easy. Lay back, fast the way I roll. So get off my tail, or else you will get to say hello to my jolly sharks. Got a bite, don't you know? Don't you know? You should know that I'll bite them all. This shark's got a bite, don't you know? Hurry up and get it done. But don't run my patience to the ground. If you need me here, this shark's got a bite, don't you know? Second to none. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You will get to say hello to my dog. The sharks.